The new Union artifact system in Maplestory is going to take us a little bit of time to max out, and in the meantime, a lot of us are feverishly trying to get as much as we can so we can make up for the final damage that we lost in the reboot server particularly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover some of the easier missions to complete that many of you likely do not have completed because they're just not completed naturally. You gotta go out of your way to get them, and the ones I have chosen are relatively quick, at least half of them are. First up, we're going to be focusing on exploration medals, and these are something that, again, you wouldn't have completed naturally, at least not likely. These medals require you to explore an entire region, but you don't actually have to step foot in every single map in a region, only a specific number of maps, usually 10, and it all needs to be done on one character. It doesn't really matter if they have a little progress beforehand, just pick one character to do this all on at once. It's really not going to take that much time, and every region is going to be timestamped, so you'll be able to jump to whatever you need to, or if you need to go back and forth. And of course, you're going to need a hyper teleport rock, and some of these will be hidden streets, and I will tell you exactly how to get to them. Starting with Victoria Island itself. The maps that you need to visit are going to be marked with the red G markers. And in the case of areas like the LNL Academy, that is a subzone within the zone, so I marked the map that you actually need to go to in there. And in case you ever need to know the actual names of these maps and these pictures aren't adequate enough, you can find the complete lists on the Maplestory Wiki, and the exact page you will need I will put in the description below. And whenever you're done with one of these, you just need to collect the medal itself and complete the quest from the medal NPC in basically any major city. I typically go to the Headness Storage. Moving on to Sleepywood now. The only thing you need to know about this region is when you go to the dungeon in the bottom right and go down that long chain, you can't hyper teleport rock there, and when you get to the end, you also can't leave through the guide, so you just need to backtrack your way out and you'll be able to teleport out of there no problem. Moving on to Orbis and Elnath, and of course, I shouldn't need to say this, but obviously I'm not going to put these maps up on the screen long enough for you to just watch the video and follow along. Pause, go to the timestamps, whatever you need to do. Each map's going to be up here for like 10-15 seconds, whatever it takes. Now for Elnath itself, which is part of the same medal that the Orbis maps are. Now time for Ludi, and here is where we are going to get our first hidden street. And no, it is not the fantasy theme world, it's instead in the EOS tower to the left, and it's not marked because you can't directly teleport to the map it's on, but I will show you exactly how to get to it and where it is. First, you want to teleport to the very bottom map of the EOS tower, the 1st to 30th floor. And then from here, we're going to go up several maps to the 4th floor. Once you get up to the 4th floor, you're going to find an entrance that looks like this. This is the hidden street that you need to finish off this section of Ludi, and there's one more map deep in the Clocktower, which you probably already have, but maybe you don't, so here it is. Now moving down to Aqua Road, there's nothing fishy here, no hidden streets or anything, just all basic maps that you can all teleport to. Now on to Minar Forest. Once again, no hidden streets here. The one blue marker you see near Horntail. Now this is a map where you would have been forced to get it in the past, but now the boss UI lets us skip it. So if you're on a new character, you're going to need to go to it the old-fashioned way, which is to go to this map and then just keep walking right and go in the cave and bam, you're done. And this map that I'm on right now, this is the actual map you need for the exploration medal. Now heading over to Mulung, and these are pretty much all simple maps. One hidden street that you need to go to that I will show you in a few seconds. Okay, so to get to the 10th map, Goblin Forest 2, all you need to do is go to Goblin Forest 1, which is right here, and then almost immediately right at this place it puts you at, there's this red sign, press up on it, bam, you're in the hidden street. All done. Now for Nihal Desert and Magadia. These are the most difficult places to complete, but don't worry, it is still very easy. It's just going to involve a very minor quick quest to access one of the hidden streets. And yeah, plural, that means there are 2 of them, but again, it's still very easy once you know what you're doing, and I will show you exactly what to do. So first up, we are heading to the first hidden street zone, which is connected to this map right here. Now once you're in here, I got really lucky with this random teleport, but it's this portal right here. It's not really much of a hidden street when it has a portal showing directly where it is. Now this is the first hidden street, and notice there is an NPC right here you can talk to. This is the quest you need to access the second one. It is a very simple quest. The first one, he's just going to ask you to collect a rare item from the mobs around him. And by rare, I mean it's probably going to take you about a minute or less, but don't worry because you also need the common items that'll drop in. These etc. items you see on the ground. That is for the follow-up quest after that. And that is the entirety of the quest basically. It is those two quests together. Get the rare item, get the basic items, done, then he will give you the password. And for the sake of showing you just how easy this all is, there are not going to be any cuts here. I'm going to show you exactly how long this takes me. So there, I got the rare item, talk to him, I'll start the next quest, which I already picked up enough items from doing the first one to complete. So going to complete that right away. And that is it. Now he's going to give me the password. So if you spam click through the quest dialog here and you don't get to see this long enough, the password is going to be different for everybody, by the way. So don't bother copying mine. You are going to get one on your own. So let's say you didn't see that message. So you want to open your quest log by pressing whatever button you bound it to, and it will show you the password at the bottom. Now here, I recommend you opening up your chat box, typing it in so you can easily just see it, and then you're going to copy it because you're going to need this password twice. And I suppose if you somehow don't know how to copy things, you can either highlight it by clicking and dragging or holding shift and the arrow keys, pressing Control C and Control V to paste. So once you got that copied, you are then going to go to this map. This is where the first portal is, where you're going to type in the first passcode. It is on this door right here by the Cygnus Knight guy. Type in the password, paste it. Okay, so now you got that one done. So open up your map again and go to the connecting one through the tunnel. And you're going to go in the bottom left to the door down here, and this is where you type in the password again. Once that's done, you press up, bam, you're in that map, all done. And with that, the exploration medals are done. You go back to the medal NPC, you'll also notice that some are combination medals for completing multiple different medals. It adds up to a lot of points that are ultimately really easy to get. Now, I also said that there were other missions to complete that were relatively easy, all things considered, and that is monster collection. Monster collection is a thing that most of you have probably ignored. You probably see you get progress on every once in a while, but haven't really gone out of your way to do it. Well, there are a ton of rewarding missions related to monster collection. And not only that, with the reward points revamp we just got, monster collection is more valuable than ever, especially if you don't really do boss mules. It can be an incredible income of reward points. Now, you probably have several of these completed already, and if you have any of these completed, all you need to do is click claim reward and you will get the special mission complete. And if you have any that are close to being completed, well, that can be done kind of easily. I've always done monster collection as a little bit of a side passion project. I like collecting these things, and it's nice to have something else rewarded. So I will give you a crash course in it in case you don't really understand it. Monster collection is something that can happen whenever you kill a monster that is eligible for monster collection, which means it shows up in this monster collection book. And as monsters get higher level, they become harder to collect. Some of these are elites that are incredibly difficult to get, especially if they are under level 200, because you can outlevel them very quickly and just become unable to summon them. Some require specific versions of a mob, such as Star Force versions. Others are just outright near impossible to get because either they're too rare or they're just currently not available in any easy to get to modes. So some rapid fire tips for any would-be monster collectors. First, make sure you have the Explorer Archer Link skill maxed out. That means level 2 from 3 different archers: Marksman, Bowmaster, Pathfinder. This gives you a significantly increased chance to collect monsters. Also, various events such as Sunny Sundays or current events like the Dreamer aka Go West event has a special buff in it that gives an increased chance for monster collection. Now, I would not necessarily recommend you spend some of your early points on this right now, but later on in the Go West event, when you have some to spare, maybe consider putting some points into this to make this mission a little bit easier on yourself. Second, try to pick classes that are actually well suited to monster collection. Classes such as Corsair or Cannonmaster with their incredible range of summons that allow you to AFK maps. Buccaneer or Demon Avenger with their actual damaging auras that literally allow you to AFK in some areas. Or classes with incredibly efficient but very lazy map wipers such as the infamous Nightwalker with their bite farming. These are all good options to allow you to monster collect very easily, and don't worry, because a lot of these things are below level 200, you don't even need to have a really geared version of these classes. You just need to have one, period. 3. If you're hunting elites, Runes of Darkness are your best friend, but be warned, hunting elites for monster collection is an extreme completionist task, and if you're not really in it for the passion of doing it, I seriously recommend just avoiding any elites at all costs. If you insist on farming elites, remember Runes of Darkness, but also try to have friends that are maybe leveling alts in these maps. See if they will help you out and warn you whenever an elite is summoned. Or you can always just hang around in a map where someone is actively grinding and ask, hey, do you mind if I hang around and like kill elites for you for monster collection? Maybe they won't mind. You'd be surprised how many elites for monster collection are in very popular training maps like Scorpions or Wild Boar, and they can be an absolute pain to get. Trust me, I've done it multiple times. Number 4, if sheer quantity is your goal and you're trying to get to say 600 or 800 monster collection as fast as possible, target the lowest level mobs first. The higher level a monster gets, the harder it becomes to collect, which is exactly why, let's say you have tons of vaults like me and you've grinded tons of Haven and Dark World Tree. Go to those sections and see how many monsters you are missing. When monsters get over level 200, they become a nightmare to collect. The chance is so low. So make sure you go for the low-hanging fruit first. If you're not actually just trying to get better expeditions from collecting smaller subsets, then it really doesn't matter what you go for. You're just trying to get numbers. You're trying to get these medals complete. You're just trying to get your overall monster collection number up as high as possible. And these will result in you getting quite a lot of extra artifact mission points. But don't worry, if this all sounds like way too much of a pain in the ass for you and you don't care about any of this, you're gonna max it eventually just by doing dailies. It's just gonna take you some time, but I wouldn't worry about it because honestly, if you're spending like tens of hours doing monster collection, you're probably just better off going to grind fragments at 6th job. You'll probably get more power out of it. But the one advantage Union Artifact has is it's account wide, and fragments for your one character aren't. So, you know, decide if it's what's important to you. But there are tons of missions out there. You can do quests. I don't think most people want to do that. I would much rather just do monster exploration. If you have Legion to grind, do monster collection with your Legion. Skip the optimal maps that you go to in every single character and go out of your comfort zone. See some new maps. Listen to some beautiful music. That's actually how I did a lot of my monster collection, especially the elites. Just make alts, and if you have a lot of Legion to do, it's 2 birds with 1 stone, and honestly, it's kind of fun to go to some new places sometimes. But in any case, that is all I have for you today, so good luck with this. Hope your Union Artifact grinding goes well, and I hope this helps you. So thank you for watching. Thank you to my members and patrons for supporting me as always, and I'll see you in the next one.